Welcome to the Creation of Joy. My name is Nir Peretz. I am at the Spa Collection at the Hanging Gardens of Bali. Thank you for joining me. Today, I would like to talk a little bit more about my ideology. In the previous episodes, we talked a little bit about uh, human history and our purpose of being here, and also our brain and our mind. Today is the right time to elaborate a little bit on what is the creation of joy means. And it's a very, very simple thing. We want to have more people joining the idea that by giving joy to other people, you actually create pleasure for yourself. And by enough people joining this way of thinking, we improve the individual life and everybody's life. Creation of joy, what does it mean? It means that you as an individual do something for somebody else and give them pleasure or joy. What does it mean for each of us individually? It means that all we have to do is something very, very small. Don't look at grand things or big things, but very, very small thing each day. For example, if somebody asks you for direction, you give them direction and you elaborate a little bit more than you would if you drive, you give way to somebody. Just a simple thing. You will find out very quickly that it's contagious. So if enough of us giving way when we drive, it will be the way that people drive. In some places in the world, it's like that. People always give way or mostly give way. And in some other place in the world, it's not part of society. So you have to push through the traffic and it's very, very hard. But just by giving way to other people, you suddenly give joy to somebody else. What we don't want to do is to think that we are some sort of being that we can change the world. We are not gods, we never will be. And what we're going through now is humbling us and proving us without any doubt that we are guests here on this planet. In fact, as we discussed on the second episode, we are just a link in the chain for the creation of the ultimate being. What is it also mean? What is the meaning of it all? We, since we are discovering that we are here for the purpose of the next creation, it means that it's a very difficult thing on a personal level to take for our ego that our worth is perhaps somewhat lower than what we would expect from the ultimate being, which we clearly are not. And what do we do about it? So, in order for us to have a serious worth, we need to create something special. How do we create something special? We stop destruction. At the moment, our society is built on the ideology that we can do what we want, we are entitled, and by doing so, we effectively destroy everything that is in our way, whether it's planned or not planned. We are very harsh in the way we see things. We destroy forests, any other species, and we just do what we want. This is very irresponsible in the way that we do it, and we need to look at all that. Another thing that we need to look is the ideologies that we live, and in the next episodes, we will talk about the things like human rights, and we look at it from a philosophical point of view. Once we address all these issues, we can visit back again the ideology of the creation of joy. So, the creation of joy is basically by creating special things, unique things, we will eventually, as society, come to the understanding how and why we've been created, where are we going, and what mark we will leave on this planet, on history, and what is the meaning of all that. At the moment, it looks pretty blur, and with a lot of unfortunate situation in the world, we make far more destruction because of the lack of understanding of our mind and the lack of understanding of our feeling, and then not going back to the source, the ideology and the philosophy of some of our ideologies and political ideologies. And because of that, we are making big mistakes. So we need to look at the way that we are programmed, educated to understand all that. Back to the creation of joy. At the moment, what we should look at is how to create joy for other people. I would say that focus on people you do not know. It's, of course, a lot easier to give joy to your partner, to your kids, to your immediate family. Um, there happen to be the first people that you also unload in case you are frustrated. So, sometime by not unloading or ventilating on the people nearest to you, you already, by preventing frustration or anger or disappointment and sadness, you already created some joy. Of course, for secondary people, people who are not your immediate family and friends, it's even more meaningful when somebody who they don't know suddenly did unexpected thing. And again, it can be anything. Let people go ahead of you in the queue because they only had one thing to pay and you had a whole trolley. Various things like that. Small things. It's small things that build huge things. Later, we will look at possibilities and systems to bring joy to a lot of people. We will look at something that some people understand very well: luxury. What makes something luxury? What is the perception of luxury? Where we are going wrong by limiting luxury to a very few people instead of trying to look at luxury in a different way and being able to democratize and share it with the majority of people. And finally, and that's the most important, we will go back to the structure of our mind and we will see how a lot of people missing opportunities simply because the society and the individuals don't know how their mind work and how to maximize their potential. Thank you very much for joining me on this episode, and I'm looking forward to see you in the next episode.